Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. Let's get started, shall we? Complete with the beautiful music to indicate that we start a new player phase. 36, I believe. Yeah, Breeze actually gets to two-shot. That's nice. I like being able to two-shot enemies. Makes things a lot easier. And Calil picks up the first kill. In the meantime, one of the few things I did off camera, and I apologize, is I actually put the bolting tome on Ileana. I want to make sure I have bolting for this chapter in particular, even though I don't think it's going to come in handy right off the bat. In the meantime, Nephany, behind Ileana, and Braum up here. Everybody else left. I think. We'll see. If she gets an adept trigger, I'll be happy. If not, she just softened up this dude. In the meantime, Tormod. Use fire on this dude. Seeing as how I have nothing better to do. Void. Perfectly fine using this killer axe on this dude. Yeah, not surprised. Killer weapons are awesome because they're a way to kill people. Dev down. Did I give you a range spear? No, I did not. So what I'm going to do instead, Rolf, attack with the silencer, and nice kill. I'm fairly sure this dude's going to go after either Boyd or Leth. Zihark up here. I'm going to equip the longsword. Devdan, also up here. And Ike, keep the sonic sword equipped, as we're going to need it. In the meantime, these things are to remain open until the Crimean army is defeated. But, in truth, Shiharam doesn't enjoy this any more than anybody else. Very much, I think the term is Camus, somebody who doesn't want to fight the general, or Camus. I always forget how it's pronounced. Basically, Eldigan. He fights for his country, or rather in this case, fights for his people, but would rather have not came to blows with the army that we're fighting in. It's a bit sad, as Har and Shiharam are lamenting. Oh well, let's see what happens. She doesn't take to the field to this day. Luckily for you, no flying units allowed, so no Jill. But Shiharam's asking Har not to fight this day. Yes, General Shiharam, our commander, I should say. May the tides of war be in your favor, but in reality, I think Shiharam knew that he was dead. Both as a person and from doing this. In the meantime, let's see how much punishment Boyd has to take. Nicely dodged. And, yeah. All of the Wyvern Riders, come to me. Perhaps crit? Not quite. Alright. This dude. Straight for Zihark. Ouch. Yeah, I don't even think, unless I get multiple crits, that's gonna kill. In the meantime, so many Wyvern Riders moving in. Nephany. Ouch. And ouchie. In the meantime, another one for Zihark. Maybe I should have equipped with a Resolute Blade. Who knows? You only can see what's in front of you. Meanwhile, out Braum, even though it did absolutely nothing. Calil, let's see. Well, the priest can't heal, so that's the only good news. Because the way I have Ileana and everybody else on the enemy side sandwiching him. In the meantime, there's a lot of enemies over here. A lot of whom need to get dealt with. Nice job getting a depth trigger on the enemy I knew you would kill. Tormod. Fire on this dude. As he's the one who needs to die the most. At least with your talents. Boyd. Rolf. Get over here. Silencer will get the job done in this case. I think the tip of Ike's movement should... it's not quite the tip, but it's really far. Gets rid of this dude. With very flying colors. Boyd. Nah, Dev Dan. Silver Lance maybe? Or should I use Dawnvid? Both are equal. I'll use a Silver Lance in this case. Really nicely dodged. Dev Dan is looking better and better by the day. Fairly sure I should equip a short axe here. And Zihark, yeah, you have vulneraries. Move over here beside Boyd. And definitely need you to use that vulnerary. That should keep you alive for this turn. In the meantime, there's a lot of enemies over here, so I kind of have a cream or I have a crop to basically get through. Because holy, there's a lot of enemies on screen. Meanwhile, Calil. Now that I don't need you to equip Breeze 2407. Very nicely done. Which one of you has a javelin, if any? So the guy with the javelin's over there. I'm gonna keep the halberd up top, as Nephany is probably going to be the one who's going to have to eat a lot of the damage this turn. Maybe, and Ileana's probably going to have to eat a little bit. We'll see. I definitely want her to kill the javelin dude, because less javelins on the field, the better. Especially from the flyers, as they can basically hide on the mountain range. I'd much rather it be like this. In the meantime, enemy phase. And the priest move first, which is good news for me. Also, yay, dodge. Thank you, Zihark. In the meantime, Boyd. Very nicely done. Smash and smash. That short axe is probably not long for this world, but it's getting the job done. Ouch. In the meantime, you actually don't need that much healing. Which, good news for me. Braum. I think you should be able to double these guys, and hopefully get a Luna proc. Nope. Not on that one. Okay. In the meantime, no damage. Very nicely done. There's the Luna proc, although it's not enough to kill. That's for sure. Meanwhile, still Braum. Ouch. There's the Luna proc. Let's see if this is a kill. 17. Trigger it again? Not quite. Oh well. I was kind of hoping for another trigger. Ouch. A little bit of damage there. In the meantime, very nicely done. And Wyvern Riders from over there. Now I'm going to check something real quick before I do anything else. Nobody spawned up there. Cool. So, let's see. Calil. Which one of these guys has the most HP? 9, 9, 6, and 15. Take care of this dude, shall we? Ouch, Arinos. That's smart. In the meantime, Braum, it's better if you get a kill. So I want you to attack this dude. Nicely done. There's no enemies that will destroy that house there, so it's actually just better to deal with it once you've dealt with all the enemies that you need to. Also, gosh darn it, Braum. Halberd. Steel Lance, I guess. As I want to make sure this dude's dead, as the last thing I need is any of these wyverns surviving, if I can help it. And I think I want to make sure I get at least one of you with Ileana. Meanwhile, the other one should have a bit of a harder time escaping. In the meantime, now Tormod. Heal up Zihark. Void I'm not too worried about because he's healing every turn thanks to renewal. Definitely gonna move left up, but I don't think I'm necessarily gonna have her deal any damage. Devdan. Maybe not the Silver Lance, but I am gonna use the Killer Lance in this case. Oh well. I was hoping to spike a critical, which didn't happen. Yup. Very nicely done, Devdan. Shine Tome. Send to the convoy. Ike, up and over. Rolf, up here as well. Zihark. I guess this one should be kill on this dude. And then I'm going to equip the Resolute Blade. And the Killer Axe on Void, I think? Yeah. Resolute Blade, and this one should be... Whoops, not the Killing Edge. Killer Axe on the Void. I think I can get away with using the Vulnerary finally. As I'd much rather just make sure he has more health. What type of magic do you use? Elwind, eh? Okay. I don't think it matters too much. In the meantime, that dude is in 1-2 range, which is kind of what I was hoping for. 1-2 range is always good to see. Meanwhile, this dude, nice try hitting Void. And this dude came to try and attack Nephany. What a jerk. In the meantime, nicely dodged Void. In the meantime, there's this. Zihark, get a crit or a double, as I was about to say. And yep, I'm not surprised that they're all going after you. In the meantime, 2, which means that you're actually 1 away from death. Some more flyers, and those dudes. In the meantime, Calil, Elwind this dude. And nicely done. I think it's better to have Nephany go up here and use the Steel Lance, as I think that's best plan of attack in general for this chapter. Braum, you're literally at 99. Rather than having you attack you, these guys all have ranged weapons, right? Yeah, they both have javelins. So what I'm gonna do, javelin to the top of Nephany's inventory, and Braum, please just get like a Luna. Or never mind. Ouch. And in this case, level up Braum, first off. Let's see. Okay, reasonable. I'm not too worried about Braum's speed anymore, but at the same time it would be nice to get it to go up. Ileana, deal with this dude in a short speared. Definitely want to make sure as much of the map is cleared out before I start using long-range magic. That's for sure. In the meantime, silencer, how do I want to do this? I think what I'll do is I'm going to have Rolf attack this dude. And then I think what I'll do is I'll have Boyd attack the sniper with the iron bow. Just because it seems like he'll be perfectly fine doing that. Yep. Meanwhile, the person who needs to stay back is probably going to be Leth. Provoke scroll. Dev down. I'll move you last. But in the meantime, Tormod. I could have him attack, now that I think about it. Yeah, I was planning on healing up Shiharam originally, but I think having him attack might be better. Meanwhile, Shiharam, Armor Slayer on this dude. I was kind of hoping it would be able to kill, but not quite. Very nice. Nicely done with the crit. Sometimes this is how maps devolve, is just a little bit boring and just cleaning up business as you go along. Ike, in the meanwhile, soften this dude up. I thought he was going to be able to kill, considering that generals generally don't have, knights and generals generally don't have the best resistance in the world, but hey, it happens. Yeah. Just move you up there, and Leth. How much XP do you need? You have plenty. I'm just gonna have her pick up the kill in this case. And that should be everybody for the moment. Meanwhile, Shiharam. Not exactly worried about that. And Nephany. Nice punch. Level up with her weapon ranks. And miss. Ooh, fulls. Ooh, he actually stayed down. So, what I think I'm gonna do, when you look at experiences, I'd like to make sure that characters are close to bonus experience levels. I think what I'll do, Nephany, with the Steel Lance on this dude. And Calil, I want you to use Meteor on this dude. That was a crit too, so it would have been even more brutal. And I think I'm going to staff bot with Ileana for a little bit. Just to make sure that everybody gets healed up. And then Braum, I'm going to have you go and get the item in the house there. Weapon level up. In the meantime, calling us a thief, even though we're actually being quite nice. Cat, get over here. And yeah, nice little attack. In the meantime, Leth, I'm not too worried about. Tormod, over here. Visit this house. Despite being called filthy Crimeans, he's giving us an old staff. Rescue. Very nice. That is a very useful staff, if I'm being honest. I don't think I can get away realistically with trying to bonus experience up Void to his next level, so I'm just not going to worry about it. In the meantime, nicely done. That takes care of the Blizzard Mage. Or Sage, I should say. Level up. I was hoping Void's speed would go up. It's really what I was hoping for. But I'll live. Let's see, Iron Blade. For the time being. Nicely done, Ike. In the meantime, Devdan up here as well. These guys are more than likely to be able to kill off the dudes up here. And that's everybody for this turn anyways. Ouch, Leth. And nice Adept trigger. Leth was starting to also get closer to her level up. Meanwhile, Boyd's back up to full HP. Very nicely done. I do want Calil to try and at least meteor chip this dude right here. And we're basically in full cleanup mode. Staff on Ileana. Just to make sure this... Or on Nephany, excuse me. Oh, full level up. I guess I miscounted a little bit. Level up Ileana. Let's see. Okay. I can get down with that. I kind of wish your speed went up, but I'm not complaining. I will say, while it's not imperative, it is nice to get a speed transfer from Ileana to her in Radiant Dawn. Which is the only reason I've been a little bit upset when she doesn't level up speed. In the meantime, that should put Leth in range of a good level up. Boyd. Take care of this dude. Rolf. I'll have Ike take care of this dude. I'm probably going to go through one more turn anyways, so I'm not too worried. Youchies. That was a strong attack. Though, nothing Ike can't handle. In the meantime, Rolf. Actually... I have to make sure that both Boyd... Yeah, I might try to enemy face Shiharam. And then... trade with you the Killer Bow. And shove Rolf into spot. That's everybody except for Nephany? Yeah. Nephany's in bonus experience range on the other hand. She might end up getting transfers too at this rate. Nicely done, Leth. Meanwhile, Shiharam. Hold nothing back. In the meantime, nice crit Rolf. I can basically choose who kills the boss at this point. Which I think in this case is going to be Void. Rolf down here. Void up here. And... Short Axe. I want to try to get Void's bow rank up, but you shall see. Ouch. Not that it matters. And that's it for Shiharam. And he drops his Tomahawk. Also perfect for level up range. Or not level up range, what's the word I'm looking for? Perfect for bonus experience range. So, glad I did that. As I'm expecting a giant load of bonus experience from this chapter. I'll probably cap up levels on characters who need them, like Tormod. And other than that, there's not a lot else to say. Ike's in pretty good range. Devdan, you're fine for the time being. And yeah, most everybody's doing good. We'll see if I can spare like a full bonus experience level to Ileana or not. I'm not too worried about leveling up Braum, personally. In the meantime, Ike, I know you didn't have to arrive, but it's definitely how I want it to end. It looks more like a Ceased chapter than an Arrived chapter. Meanwhile, all these homes are destroyed. So, terrible devastation. But the opponent is the Daean army, not with the people. Ike is at least honorable in that sense. And Soren finds this idiotic, but it's kind of what had to happen. Despite there being war, no excuse to slay her father. And Jill has every right to slay Ike if she wants, but she doesn't follow through on that, despite losing her father. Meanwhile, the soldiers here, under Harv's control, they're all going back to Benyon if they want. 18 long years, what does it mean now? Proud to have served under him, that's for sure. And it seems that we're going back to Navassa and Daean Keep, which should be our next target, all things considered. Looks like there's going to be a quite interesting. Meanwhile, Sir Brian. This is actually a mistranslation, as I'm fairly sure that's supposed to be Bryce instead of Brian, as nobody in the game is named Brian. In the meantime, she is to take command, which is a little unusual. In the meantime, seems like the Black Knight was a bit late. He was doing something, it seems. I wonder what it was. And the worm brought Lateron's medallion, but insists on giving it to Aina, who will in turn give it to Petrine. As for the Black Knight, he's going to do something interesting as well. And we're going to find out who our worm was. But I think we've all figured it out at this point. After all, she is to face the Crimean army. After all, the worm no longer belongs to Daean. And Aina thinks nothing more than returning to her betrothed. Which is sweet, but a little bit weird. Anywho, forget about Aina. That's her final request this year. He was our worm after all. And lots of bonus experience! But a bit bittersweet. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. I'll see you in the next part.